Sawyer Family Reviews channel. Today is Wednesday, March 13th. Sorry, let me readjust my camera. 2019, and this is your weekly comic book pickups video. Every week, I pick up my boys at least one comic each. Oftentimes it's more than one. I pick up my daughter Gracie one as well, even though she can't read yet. I pick up all my comics at Queen City Comics in Fairfield, Ohio, zip code 45014. If you're in the area and into comics, check out the shop. Let's jump right in. There is still no True Believers. They finished off the Captain Marvel thing. Last week there was no True Believers. This week there's no True Believers. So, no True Believers, which makes this a smaller stack than usual. First up is a comic for Gracie, the IDW Marvel Action Spider-Man dealio, published by IDW, because IDW handles the kitty comics for Marvel now. These are $3.99. Gracie likes Into the Spider-Verse, like Spider-Man. This is written by Delilah S. Dawson with art by Fico Osio and colorist Rhonda Pattison. She'll dig this because, like I just said, she likes Into the Spider-Verse. She likes Spider-Man. Yeah, look at this. This has got nice art. It's got all the spider characters. This is great for a kid that goes and sees Into the Spider-Verse and then wants to pick up a comic, which can be kind of prohibitive nowadays when kids go to see a Marvel movie and they come into a comic shop and they look for that character. A lot of times the stuff that Marvel's printing just doesn't match anything that's close to what's in the movies. They've gone too far from the original concept a lot of times, and it's tough to give them something. I remember during the times where the Spider-Man movies, newer Spider-Man movies were coming out, and kids were coming in looking for Spider-Man comics, because I help out there Friday nights, and all we had at that point was the Superior Spider-Man, which was Doc Ock inside Spider-Man's body. Which, try and explain that to a kid coming in that just wants to read a Spider-Man comic. So this book is really cool if you went and saw Spider-Verse and you want to give a kid a comic without a bunch of continuity and trying to figure things out. Marvel Action Spider-Man. This book is for Keaton's friend Luke, who just had a birthday, and he was asking me at the science fair last night if I could possibly get him a Venom comic. It's tough to just find just a good Venom random issue that's not in the middle of the story, but this one was fun. This is during the Costa Bagley run, which was really good, and it was Venom with the underground dinosaur people and Kraven hunting him. So this is just a good old Kraven versus Venom big fight type of issue with the dinosaur people. I think there's enough here that he'd be able to just understand what's going on, and it's not like a boring comic where there's just a bunch of talking heads. So that's why I grabbed him. This book is for Keaton. Transformers IDW issue 1 for a bold new era. IDW is publishing a ton of different Transformers comics. Now they're, I guess, streamlining things, and with a new issue number 1, it's a good jumping on point and starting point for people that maybe don't want to wade through all of those different series and all those different storylines. So I figured Keaton might dig this because he likes Transformers. So you got this little story so far, and this takes place before the Transformers make it to Earth. It's written by Brian Ruckley with art by Angel Hernandez and Cache Whitman. So it's kind of broken up between these two different stories. Here's your cast of characters, which is Rubble, Bumblebee, Windblade, Orion Pax, which of course becomes Optimus Prime, Ironhide, and Megatron. So there's this storyline going on between Windblade, Rubble, and Bumblebee that is one artist, and then another story taking place with Prime and Ironhide and Megatron that I believe is the other artist. So I'm going to give this to Keaton, see if he likes it, see if it is a true jumping on point where he's not asking a bunch of questions, and then we might continue on with this if it's cool. Next up is a book for Blaze. I'm doing, I went off the reservation a lot with these books today. I don't know if that's even the right saying for this, but there weren't a lot of books that they ordinarily pick up today. So that's why I grabbed Transformers number 1 to give it a chance, and I grabbed Goon number 1 by Eric Powell and Rachel Cohen from Albatross for Blaze, because he likes Hellboy. I figured he might dig the Goon. I remember reading the Goon and really enjoying it for a while there. It's got beautiful Eric Powell art. It's funny. It's interesting. I think he is going to like this. And I'm hoping that issue 1 is a good jumping on point to introduce him to the Goon character, and maybe he'll want to pick up the trade. And then last but not least is a book for me, my favorite current book from Marvel, Winter Soldier by Kyle Higgins and Rod Rees. This book is Winter Soldier has picked up this kid that's been trained by Hydra, I believe it was. Got a pardon from fighting Hydra. He helps people out of... I've taken a kid named RJ under my wing. Hydra modeled him after me, but they lost his trust after his mentor betrayed him. So he's got this kid under his wing right now. They rescue people from bad situations like Hydra and try to put them in new lives. And along the way, he's picked up this kid who's been patterned after the Winter Soldier, Bucky. Yeah, it's got really beautiful art, and it's a pretty solid read so far. And that is it. So just $5 today. As always, if you're liking the videos, click like and subscribe, click notify. If you have suggestions for stuff for us to read, I will check them out. Somebody did suggest I pick up the current Punisher book, and I went and checked the back issues, and the only one in there is like issue 1, and it jumps to like issue 5. So I am looking for those, and I'm going to pick those up. It's just a matter of finding them all first. Yeah. All right. See you guys next time. Later.